This conference will now be recorded.
The Town of Cottage Grove Plan Commission will hold a public meeting on Wednesday, August 23rd, 2023 at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall at 4058 County Road N. You can also join the meeting by GoToMeeting. The meeting was posted at the Town Hall and on the website. We have a quorum present. I'll call the meeting to order, and you have the minutes of the July 26th meeting in your packet.
I would move approval of the minutes as presented.
Motion by Anders, second by Myler to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention. Motion carries. Next item is public concerns. Public's opportunity to speak to the Plan Commission about any subject that is not a specific agenda item.
Hi, Chris. Brian
Yes, sir.
Spanos. Yes, I spoke to you on the phone. Do you want me to come up or speak?
Yes,
Sure.
give us your name and address.
Yeah. Brian Spanos, 4192 Morris Park Road, McFarland, Wisconsin. Also Brett Reeman and Justin Miner, Lakestone Properties. Thank you for this opportunity first to give us a little time in front of you. We are working on the Swalheim development. We have a parcel under contract. And before we get started, can I just give you a little background of who we are and where we come from? And
Sure.
Sure. So again, Lakestone Properties, we're located in McFarland, Wisconsin. We specialize in development of mini storage warehouses and multifamily apartments. I think one thing that's really important about us is we not only develop, but we self-manage all of our own properties. We stay very much involved. We've done other developments in similar communities from Pleasant Springs, Town of Burke, Stoughton, and many storage warehouses. So we've been working with Dwayne, and we have this property under contract. We would like some initial feedback on a concept plan today, just to make sure we're on the right track, something that there might be some support of for our development itself. So Brett Reeman with Lakestone, if it's okay, hand out a site plan.
Sure.
I know we have limited time here. You guys have a long agenda, but just again, just a little feedback could go a long way for us on what we might do with the site.
Did you all sign this already?
We all signed it, yes.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, so again, Brett Reeman, Lakestone, 2763 Tower Road, also McFarland. So what you're seeing there is we have lot 4 under contract from Mr. Swalheim. We have the project under, or the land under contract for about a month. We put some concept plans together. This shows approximately 300 units, anywhere from ranging from 10 by 15 to 14 by 50. We have locations in the town of Pleasant Springs and also the town of Burke. If we could maybe hand out these pictures. Pictures are always better because you think of storage units sometimes, like what do they look like? Are they nice storage units?
The picture was not the best color, but it gives you a general idea of kind of some of our past projects.
So all of our projects are gated, fenced, cameras, asphalt. We try to keep them as high end as you can for our storage units. When we looked at this site, Dwayne had mentioned that it didn't perk out, so we couldn't have plumbing there or water. So when we talked about storage units or potential what could be done with the lot, storage units seem to work out pretty well. We have one that's under construction right now down in Cambridge, and our McFarland one in town of Pleasant Springs is full. Cambridge is pretty far away. Thought this would be a nice add-on to the McFarland site, send people this way since it's right off the highway. McFarland's growing, everybody's growing, so everybody needs storage. I know not everybody loves storage, but from a location standpoint on this site, it seems to be in the back. Not a whole lot of visibility from Highway 12.
And we put a lot of quality into our units. I mean, I think if you talk to any of the Plan Commission members from some of the other communities we developed, and I think they're pretty happy with the results of the storage unit itself. There's a broad spectrum of the way to do it, whether it be gravel driveways or asphalt or LED lightings. We try to finish these to the highest quality. So again, like some feedback on the concept itself, if you guys would share that with us.
So you're talking about lot 4 in this plat that isn't even created yet.
Correct. It is. We're early, but again, as we like to get in front of the plan commission as early as possible, get some feedback and let us know that we're on the right track and not to spend money on engineering and soft costs that wouldn't have the support or.
Okay.
So in the pictures here, Brian, you have an office. So there's going to be no office at this one.
At this point, we're close enough to our management office in McFarland. It's less than a 20-minute drive. And that one is our town of Burke site.
Yeah.
So at this point, everything's a concept plan at this point. Cold storage only, no climate controlled is kind of what we're leaning towards, but we're open to discussion. With this size and the closest to our office, we don't feel we need an office, but we're open to.
What's this building here?
I think that was an initial idea that you could have an office there, if you wanted to, from a conceptual standpoint, but I think we talked about it, and like Brian says, close as we are to McFarland, probably doesn't warrant it. And what we would do is take one of the 10 by 15 units and have a computer in there that houses all the camera equipment and files and some other things.
Where's your location in Pleasant Spring?
Highway MN, 2917 Highway MN.
Okay, across from Electrical Solution.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's right backs up to the interstate there. With that particular site too, we did have to rezone it from a C1 to C2. So it was a pretty involved process with the town of Pleasant Springs. And it was, again, a very positive experience. I think they were happy with the final result.
How many spaces are available? The storage unit next to you, Chris, are they all filled? Or is there more area that you can fill?
There's 4 in the township now. And the one on the corner down here, they have acreage that they can build onto yet. The other 3 are probably pretty tight where they are. Not room to expand. Is this 2 separate buildings
Yeah.
here?
The size of the building would require it to be split. Is it over 10,000 or 12,000 square feet? You need a firewall or some suppression. So this concept plan has that building split into 2, 6,500 or 6,000.
Mark,
Ryan did it, so.
is there room to get fire trucks in and out and around?
Oh, I'm sure there will be any time we get done with it.
Just the concept plan at this time for some feedback.
Thoughts, comments?
My thought is just that since you have something so close up there in the corner and 18.
Our other thought, we've done some marketing research on that and our other thought process. And again, this is concept 1. Do we target larger units? Because I've stopped and talked to them. They have very few 40-foot and deeper units.
Yeah.
Again, concept 1 is this. Do we look at maybe going some larger units that are going to house, the RVs and that type of things that are limited on some of these other storage units?
Would you do it in phases?
Yeah.
And just so you know, we are considering running sewer out there. Decision hasn't been made, but it's actively been talked about, so.
Would that go down it's just a public street right now. So you run it potentially to all those lots?
That's up to the landowners.
The other, some of the other comments we've heard is they would like some uniqueness to the buildings. We've already thought about putting some masonry on the front of it, the facade, changing the facade, giving some more quality like you see in our one photo there where we have the office. Maybe we can create some diversity. We've been told that you don't want every building to be exactly similar, and we're open to looking at, ways to do that.
Yeah, some people like cupola. I thought I'd just put that out there for you.
Not everybody now.
Okay,
What was your name again, please?
I'm Brian Spanos, Lakestone.
Which one of you guys was with artists?
That's me.
That's the background.
Brian, spell your last name.
SPANOS.
Just let us know.
And then Brett, R-I-E-M-E-N. It's Riemann.
And Justin Minor.
N-I-E,
R-I-E-M-E-N.
oh, R-I-E-M-E-N, okay.
Did you work with artists?
No. I just know Kyle Rob's over there.
Okay, yeah. Good friend.
any other questions, comments? Nobody's saying no, I guess, at this point.
That's all we can ask. Thank you for your time.
All right.
It's a starting point.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anyone else under public concern? Hearing none, we'll move on to Christine A. Deal, petitioner, Smallheim Revocable Trust, Dwayne and Candace property owners of parcel 4711-273-0022-0 requesting modification of the deed restriction to allow vehicle repair or maintenance as the conditional use and a conditional use permit for vehicle repair or maintenance.
This is another one of them, that it was deed restricted for not having it, but they're doing both steps in one application this time. So they're asking to have the deed restriction revised so that they can apply for the CUP, and then they're asking for the CUP.
Right.
And I'm actually attending virtually. Can you hear me?
It is online.
All right. Tell us.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So like they said, my name is Christy Leone. I'm attending virtually, but my husband, Jose, is actually there in person too, in case there's any other questions. So we are looking to modify the deed restriction for Lot 2 on North Star Road to allow vehicle repair or maintenance as a conditional use. And then the proposed business that we're hoping to do would be an automotive shop that specializes in the repair and sale of European cars such as Audi, Volkswagens, and BMWs. And just want to clarify, there'd be no salvage or body work done at the business.
And lot 2 is currently zoned general commercial,
Yes.
1.7 acres. I have to ask, seems a long way to bring a vehicle to be repaired.
I'm sorry, what was that?
It seems to me to be an awful long way to bring a vehicle to be repaired and then go back home.
To Cottage Grove? I don't know that I understand the question.
I'm assuming you're doing a wider area than just the village of Cottage Grove.
Yeah, we
Yes.
usually do the area. I'm her husband, so I'm representing with her. So we usually do the area. Madison is not like, I don't know if you're aware, but it's not that many facilities that actually want to fix European cars. A lot of people are afraid to touch them. A lot of people work on fight for fixing American cars, and Japanese cars. But you want to have a European car, is like a couple of places around town that you can find and trust them to go. So people do drive. I have friends that drive to me from Milwaukee just to come and get a car. They come, they spend the day here in Madison and then go back. So as far as that, I'm not too worried that it's a far place because here in Cottage Grove, we don't have a place that actually specializes in European cars. Most of them are like Japanese and American cars. Maybe one in some Prairie, they start just growing probably a couple of years ago. So that's how we are looking at the business, because people do drive for somebody specialized in European cars.
Where's your current business at?
I work for a private company right now, for a private dealer.
So this is basically a startup business.
Yeah.
Correct.
I have a lot of friends that come to me and I help them out with their cars and stuff like that, but I work for a company right now, for a dealership. So that's why I want to start on my own, but I have people that will come to me for different places and just looking for help for the cars and things like that. So, and where I work, people come from Iowa, some people come from
The
like
Chicago
Milwaukee
area.
So people do drive, because not many people that specialize in those cars, and they are like high-end cars. So people do own those cars, have the money to pay, and it's not like they have only one car, so they don't mind driving, and we will offer the service to go pick the car up and bring it back. So people do not care how long they drive, as long as the car is fixed and with somebody that will trust him.
Do you work on gas and electric ones?
Yeah, gas, electric, and diesel. So we are doing all the electric now.
All types of propulsion.
Yeah. So I will work in American cars too, but my goal is just do European cars, just high-end cars. I've been specialized for the last 18 years just in European cars. So I don't want to get into the fight with American cars, because a lot of people just want to do that, and it's just too crowded. The business is too crowded for that. But European cars, you go try to find people for specific problems or concerns in European cars that are afraid to touch them.
And they also require a lot of specialized tools too. So that's another reason why they don't, just like a normal car repair shop doesn't usually work on European cars.
So you're proposing initially one building and possibly a second one later on?
Yes.
Yep.
The first building will be the one with the office and at least 3 stalls with a hoist, and then the other one will be a flat stall. So that will be the main shop, and with the parking lot and all the lights and everything that we present in the plan there. And then the other building will come later. We need more space as far as storage, or like to keep more cars, something like keep cars during the winter for customers like R8s or high-end cars that you only drive in the summer. But that would be, or unless the business goes really well, I will use the other building for repair too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the idea, at least start with the first building.
Do you know what the distance is from the mound system to North Star Road?
You said the mound system?
Yeah, is that the 99 feet?
The septic?
The septic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the septic area is up at that top left-hand corner there. It's shaded like in a lighter green.
That one right here. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And that was, there was a surveyor and everything and a soil test, and that's where they mapped it out, so.
So fronting North Star Road, you'd have 11 parking spots for vehicles for show, or?
Yeah, some of those will be for show, and some of them will be for customers, for repairs.
Yeah, on the left-hand side, it would be more of customer parking, we're thinking, and then on the right-hand side there would be more of to show cars.
And then in back of that, you'd have space for 10 more.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Would you be fencing the lot?
I wasn't planning because it would be, the cars will be parking towards the front. Or like maybe like, we were thinking putting trees like they have there, but we weren't really planning putting a fence unless we will require for it.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to be having like junk cars or like falling apart, or like all cars are just probably newer cars, so nothing older than 10 years old. So
And anything that's being worked on would be stored inside too.
everything's work will be against the building or inside the car, and then
So you have no vehicles outside at all during off hours?
the ones that will be for sale will be probably parked outside.
So you want to do car sale also?
Yeah, that's what I would
Yeah.
say there. Yeah.
But any of them that, I mean, it wouldn't be like they're apart and sitting out in front of the business or something like that if he's fixing them. Those kind of cars would be stored inside, you know, if it's getting work done on it.
So it's really important then to have those cars exposed for sale? It's-
Yeah, we would like to.
Or if there was a berm there to shield everything.
We would like to have them exposed just because will be cars for sale so people can come in and look at them. That's why there will be the nice cars outside, and whatever is getting work will be against the building or inside the building once you're working on the cars. And I'm not planning on having cars apart for like a month, 2 months, because people need their cars. So it will be a turnaround no longer than a week. The cars and the major cars are going to be taken apart, are going to be inside. Everything outside will be drivable. And like I said, I don't work on cars that are older than 10 years because usually people just get rid of them at that point, and you see in ads and stuff like that, European cars, they don't rust, so they don't look like junk cars. They don't look all rusty, falling apart. But yeah, the major thing or whatever, all the cars that will be repaired will be inside the building.
so probably the most number of vehicles you would have stored outside for sale or prior to working on them would be 21.
Yeah, more than enough. More than enough. 21 cars to sell and move around.
Any security
Yeah, we would put cameras and stuff like that for security.
Yep.
on the cars coming,
On the buildings, on the entire building, entire property.
not coming into the lot though?
We could put cameras coming into the lot and stuff like that just for our own safety. We would probably most likely do that. Do like security cameras on the light poles and things like that, because it's a pretty big investment to having each car is around 15, the cheapest one you can get. The most expensive will be around $50,000, $80,000 car. So I would probably most likely I would put a camera, some kind of security for saving my own business.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Especially for customers' cars too, because you don't want something happening and be like, I have to be responsible for the damage. So that's why we would, most likely we would have security there, cameras and alarms. We just live a mile away from here, so from the land, so.
Yes, I'm curious if you're having a floor drain in the shop is compatible with the septic system
Or
oil grease.
sewer system?
The grease traps, so.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, because usually the oil will be catch in containers, nothing will go, the water will go on the ground, the drain will be the water for rinsing off the dirt or whatever leftover oil with the degreaser that. But oil usually you just use a catch container for the oils and things like that, just because we probably would put a oil furnace. So we will put all the oil in the winter to heat up the garage, the shop. So nothing will be go on in the ground.
So you are gonna have large level of oil containment.
We,
You have the drain oil plus new oil.
well, yeah, we will have containers because we will have small containers, probably 50-gallon container or something like that.
Yeah.
We will have for one to catch the oil, the used oil, one for the new oil, because it's cheaper for me to buy the bulk than buying just every single time I need oil at the store. So will be,
Your dumpsters would be stored directly behind the building?
yeah, there is a cage in the back in the design. I will have for the dumpsters and cars.
12 by 20.
Yeah, so everything that I will need will be by the dumpsters, and that will be with the cage, so no one will be able to see that.
It has a chain link fence around it is what we planned.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone else online? No?
I guess this, for me, it just goes back to the, we talked about storing stuff inside, so it's not visible. And Kirk's Cummings, we had him put that berm up around his place. So we've had some other people that were thinking about putting something up, talked about any berms there. But that would be something that he would need to consider. He wants show space.
Yeah.
Yeah, say, I think you have show space and you're talking a used car lot, right? You want to be able to be visible.
We want to be visible, but we're, yet here we're trying to contain stuff.
Yeah, I still think, it depends on what you're dealing with. I mean, I go back then again too, I go over to Houston's all the time and that's not used car lots and I'm looking at, but yet it look, they do a nice job of keeping everything.
Right.
And to me, that comes down to where policing, where we have to have maintained. If you have this type of operation, you have to have people keep an eye on it and make sure things are being done according to plans.
And plus, those cars won't be sitting there for all the time. They will be moving around and they will be clean and so that so people can come and look at them. So it's not like it's gonna be sitting, the same car is gonna be sitting for 2-3 months there. So it's gonna be stuff that's gonna be moving around.
No, but you will have vehicles regardless of what brand or size will be visible there.
Well, yeah, it will be visible. I won't deny that. I need to sell the car, so yeah, keeping them inside. No one will be able to look at them and know that I'm there. Because
It sounds like you're pretty specialized.
yeah, I just do Europeans.
European, so you're in Volvo, BMW.
Yeah, everything. Volvo, BMW, Mercedes, Audis,
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. Yep. So then, not many people with Ferraris around here. Or Lambos, R8s. We do R8s.
I know two Lambos in Cottage Grove.
Yeah, but for those like.
Yeah.
For how much I will charge one customer, how much will charge me to get a tool for that car? It's not worth my time or the money.
Right.
But yeah, it will be nice cars. But I know across the street from lot 2 is the heavy duty equipment that have really big trucks, and you can see those from the road, and they have nothing really to cover them, and that will be uglier than seeing 10 European cars that will be clean and newer.
You want to run through the standards for conditional use permits? The first one is an establishment, maintenance, or operation of the conditional use will not be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, comfort, or general welfare. Their answer is auto work will be performed in the shop. There will be no body work or salvage work being done. Vehicles being repaired will be stored in the shop. Vehicles stored outside will be in running condition and fully assembled. A fenced area will be placed around the dumpsters. Any tires to be recycled will be stored within the fenced area and not inside of the public. The uses, value, and enjoyment of other property in the neighborhood for purposes already permitted shall be in no foreseeable manner substantially impaired or diminished by establishment, maintenance, or operation of the conditional use. The parking area will be paved with asphalt, which will minimize dust and gravel in the vicinity. Auto work will be performed within the shop building and will adhere to the quiet hours as established by the town of Cottage Grove. Number 3, the establishment of the conditional use will not impede normal or orderly development improvement of the surrounding property for uses permitted in the district. Business will comply with site standards established by the town of Kites Grove and will be kept orderly. Business will not have salvage cars nor perform body work. Adequate utilities, access road, drainage, and other necessary site improvements have been or are being made to accommodate the conditional use. Land has been surveyed for the septic water, but these utilities have not been built. Adequate measures have been or will be taken to provide ingress and egress so designed as to minimize traffic congestion in the public streets. There will be a 24-foot wide driveway opening up to North Star Road. A street has been proposed to the south of the land. If the street is approved in construction, there will be a 24-foot wide driveway to the new street. Maybe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. We would have to talk about that. You need a driveway permit.
Well, yeah, it's not very.
Let's see. The conditional use shall conform to all applicable regulations of the district in which it is located. Conditional use will adhere to the site standards established by the town of Cottage Grove and will comply with all noise regulation. Conditional use is consistent with the adopted town and county comprehensive plan. Town of Cottage Grove, owing to its proximity to Madison major highways, is planned to expand commercial development along US Highway 12 and 18 and N, which is where this business will be located. If the conditional use is located in farmland preservation FP zoning district, the conditional use is subject to the following established standards. It's not in the zoning district anymore.
Right, correct.
So
Nick, what's our distance from corners with driveways have to be?
150. Yeah, that's what it
So this
is.
one's fine with that. I can't remember.
what was your question, Kim?
How far driveways have to be from corners?
All roads. Let's say it was
Next is the 150?
150 feet.
Okay. So as long as that's 150 feet, I can't tell from this, but
You said 150 feet? Yeah.
Yeah, not knowing what the scale is, your driveway would have to be 150 feet to the north of that new proposed road.
Okay.
Oh, that's where the sewer is. That's where the sewer is that crooks.
Oh,
Yes. It's probably gonna have to come off the new road. Most likely.
okay. Did anyone have any problem with 1 through 8?
Anything that we would have with oil or anything, that's gonna be with the DNR.
it mentioned quiet hours set by the town of Cottage Grove. We don't really have anything official, but maybe you want that to be part of a condition of your CUP approval or something.
Yeah, hours of operations, we would want to know what they are.
Right.
We didn't have anything on the written statement of intent or operation plan.
Usually it's that page before the standards. The one that starts out, the proposed business will be an automotive shop. Isn't that?
This page, Chris,
Oh,
back side of
okay.
the application page
Yeah.
itself. How many employees were you gonna have?
Sorry, two or three.
Mechanic and 1 or 2 licensed salespeople.
What are your hours of operation that you want to have?
We would probably 7:30 to 5:36, 7:30 to 5:30.
7:30 to 5.
no later than 6 o'clock.
5:30, Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
Nothing on Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, Saturday might be just sales or just by appointment. We won't be doing any service, it will be just sales.
All right, does anyone else have any questions or concerns? Or any motion that they wish to make?
So we're not concerned about any berm or anything. I know you were talking about
I would
Houston.
assume as long as we have some sort of planting
Mine is like they have in the picture
here,
Yeah.
which we would find out more about when you come back for design and review.
Mhm. Yeah, and I understand where you're talking about with Houston's, but this is all new.
here. Right, it's all new, but I mean, the business is like car sales.
Yeah.
And I mean, hiding behind the berm. You don't draw any attention, people just driving by, and other
You
people,
wouldn't see it.
no, you wouldn't see it. You know, and like I said,
But it's way down in there, so.
it's way down in there. I mean, they're gonna make a point to go up, but it's still,
And that's why when you asked him, is it the line of business, he's selling specialized vehicles.
Right.
You know, this is not like it's a big lot.
right.
He's got high-end vehicles.
But there is plannings and everything that, you know, and if it,
We'll see.
Okay. I'm less objective if there's more of a berm or height to kind of cover up some.
yeah.
Because on those green parts that by North Star we would put it's supposed to be grass, otherwise we can put plants or trees, 2 to 3 trees depending how many.
Oh, so you wouldn't want to put something there.
Plant
that-
trees.
Well, yeah, we are gonna put small shrubs and parts, no, we won't fence it the whole thing, but we will put some plants or a couple, 2 or 3 trees, something.
Nothing that would fall on the vehicles or anything.
Well, yeah, well, it will be like a pine tree.
Yeah.
There is small trees,
Are you
so
gonna have any signage?
we haven't done that yet. We put the location where it will be, but we don't have any.
Not on the building?
And the building we probably might put one, but we haven't gotten that far because first we want to see if we will get kind of approved before we keep putting time and money into the design and all that.
And signage is handled by the county.
Okay.
Someone wants to move this along somehow? Don't be shy.
Move approval of the modification of the deed restriction to allow vehicle repair or maintenance as a conditional use. And a conditional use permit for vehicle repair or maintenance. And the condition would be the specified hours that he had mentioned that.
Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30,
Yeah. And Saturday is sales.
by appointment only. Motion by Buell, is there a second?
All, you're saying all the standards are satisfied, right?
Yeah, right.
Second by Mark. So the motion was to lift the deed restriction on vehicle repair or maintenance and the conditional use permit allowing repair or maintenance with set hours Monday through Friday at 7:30 to 5:30. Anything on Saturday for sales is by appointment only, and all 8 of the conditions were met. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstentions. Motion carried. This will be on the town board for September 5th, it's a Tuesday, right after Labor Day, for final action. 7 o'clock.
Who seconded that?
Huh?
Who seconded that one?
Mark Kudner. All right, moving on to presentation of the preliminary plat for the Swalheim Business Park on North Star Road. So on this page,
Sure.
what are the red marks indicating?
Those are test pits. So we had to do some soil testing for infiltration
Okay,
to get our Dane County stormwater approvals.
yeah,
And
that's where you make.
that's, yep,
Okay.
we're looking for places that we could possibly drain water to, and we looked and we didn't, the soils aren't compatible with infiltration. So
Just wondering.
there's actually a bunch more tests that we're taking that aren't shown on here as well.
Okay,
But yeah, my name is Ryan Quam with Quam Engineering, and Dwayne Swalheim, the developer. The plat was prepared by Barrington, and they're not in attendance, but I believe we're looking for preliminary plat approval. And again, we've addressed the Dane County stormwater requirements. That was done mainly as part of even the CSM, which came prior to this.
yeah,
But it took into account assumed impervious areas for the upcoming plat. In the packet of materials you have, we also have some street plans for the cul-de-sac. I don't know if those have been reviewed by the town engineer, but it's, hopefully they were intended to meet town standards, and I believe Dwayne's planning on building that road as soon as the plat's approved.
The roll test also. Kind of a roll test.
roll,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kim, do you have another copy of that for them? And town engineer is here, Nick.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, actually, I think Dwayne and I think we reviewed this.
No, that just came
Oh,
out
this,
today.
okay.
Just today.
Yeah. So yeah, plots 1 through 7.
I'm just reading through this, it seems this is pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, it's fairly minor, there's nothing in particular. The biggest is just setting up, I would say, easements on each property line for drainage and utility easement, just having those as standard. I know there's some of the shared property lines have them, but not all of them. Just for the unforeseen condition, what actually occurs out there for buildings, drainage sometimes goes in those lots and it's conflict, but also the potential future of sanitary sewer, who knows exactly. That'll need to be going down one of those shared property lines. Yeah, pretty much standard, nothing in particular above that one that stuck out being a huge concern for that preliminary plat when I was reviewing it.
Were you down there today?
What?
Were you down there today?
I just drove it right before I came here.
Oh, because somebody else was down there this morning. I thought maybe that was you.
No, right before this meeting, so.
Okay.
So you did take into some account for possible sewer?
Yeah, just have, for that preliminary plat, setting those up on the lot line for, just setting up for utilities. So if there is sewer or maybe water 50 years down the road or who knows what, and it needs to go through a shared lot line. It has that availability with those easements setting it up.
So this is the preliminary plat approval. We could add, add those easements, kind of flesh that out with you, and then add those to the final plat.
Yep.
And then hopefully have that as a part of the review for the next meeting.
And we'll want a developers agreement, and you own any land to the east of this parcel, to the north? This is everything
Just to the south,
just to the south you own
yes. That borders it,
that border this?
yeah.
How many acres is that parcel? Do you
To
know?
the south, 70, that's in your future commercial thing. I think there's 70 there.
Because we do have in our ordinance, the entire area contiguous to the proposed plat owned or controlled by the subdivider shall be included on the preliminary plat, even though only a portion of said area is proposed for immediate development. But I'm assuming you're planning on developing that commercially in stages as you go.
Well, I got some plans, but might not be my farm.
There would have to be access from your south. You wouldn't be able to get to it from.
The next one is gonna be, all access will be from North Star Road or 12 and 18.
The south, just because it's kind of impeded to the east with
Yeah.
wetlands.
Yeah.
It's impeded to the south by,
Yeah.
again, lowlands, and then the neighbor's land kind of comes in close. So I think, and I haven't looked at it closely, but I think the lands to the south would have to have its own entrance off the North Star and wouldn't really have the ability to connect with this piece unless, like, for instance, lot 4 was to expand. But that would be a private, like, land swap, I think.
Yeah.
I guess I would like to see it just because of the fact that, just given all of the information that you provided as far as the challenges with lowlands and neighbors and so on and so forth.
My
I
farm
guess-
to the south will be the last to be developed, because I still farm that. A lot
Yeah.
of neighbors all around there. That's not the best area. That's why I chose this to begin with, to the north.
It's your better farmland.
Yes,
It's well drained.
yeah, and it's, my home farm is there, my shop is there. and,
Yeah.
As long as I'm farming, we'll probably keep that.
But knowing that it will be used as commercial at some point in
Someday,
time.
yeah.
Okay. Question?
No, I guess I would ask that we follow all of the steps in our ordinance to include having all the lands that Dwayne owns on the preliminary plat for the next version of it.
So you want this map shrunk and including the.
Or a second page that we
Well,
can,
it doesn't, does it have to be shown in the preliminary plat or just in the concept?
Preliminary plat requirements.
Because it is, I think, is it shown on there, just in the little inset?
Yeah, that is, yeah.
I mean, Barron prepared the
Yeah.
plat, but
All the shaded stuff in here.
they did follow the rules and they included it up here as a part of the exhibit. But if you look at the shaded area, and it's this area here has been hatched, and that is one property. And it's, I can't read it, but it says lands owned by developer. So it is actually included, but it hasn't been planned for, and it would not be like roadway.
I don't have it
Yeah, this,
in this. Oh. Yeah, and I didn't see that at the beginning either.
Right here.
Yeah, this is 1219.
So I'm assuming what motion might be made is that we want everything included from the August 23rd letter and the approval of a developers agreement.
Which our attorney will draft, but not until you've said that you
Approve this.
approved, yeah, basically that you get at least to the point where you have conditions.
Yeah. Question? Comments? Other than what was listed on Nick's letter, I think it covered everything. And even sheets 4 and 5. So if there's no other questions, is there a motion?
Nick, did you have any other comments?
No, I knew what Chris was talking about and I saw that portion of it during mine. So I originally had that part of my comment too, and I saw it afterwards and I deleted it. If that's justifiable.
Yeah.
On a full layout, if they do have future planning, though, it should be a rough layout and discuss further though.
Once it becomes commercial, I don't know if the state will let us use your driveway coming into the shop and that off of 12.
Oh, well, that's not my driveway. That's the Pitts driveway. They own that, and is that the town, is that a town road? It's not. Okay, that's a private one owned by the Pitt, not mine. not-
Yeah, but then to the west of that is your driveway going into your
Oh,
shop.
yeah.
We would probably lose that
yeah.
for any commercial development.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah,
Into that other 70 acres that he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. I don't think you'd be able to use that for anything.
Have you
want to
found
get rid of
out
them.
anything about engineering the road on the north side yet?
Well, I talked to Nick about it, but I mean, we're not really there yet, are we?
No,
Not quite yet, no.
As far as what?
Well, there hasn't been much discussion and also for budgeting perspective and so forth, planning ahead from that.
Because I got those 3 lots that I need to get access to in order to sell. And the road's the only way to do it.
There's a gravel roadway.
It is now, yeah. Is that legal to use that to get to a lot?
It's in,
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
it's in the right of way. It's just,
Oh, I didn't know that.
so
Oh, okay. Forget the
it's
road.
just not fully up to.
we are not forgetting.
It's, yeah, it's just not fully up to the standards and specifications that town would like.
Is that right up there?
Yeah, he increased it to 35. I don't know if it was increased. It shows it's 35 on this half, which would be the town standard for that future
So
roadway.
that part is already satisfied then.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay.
There's quite a few cars that take that road down there. When I was working down there, and they never come back. They go down, they go through the fields and end up on North Road.
Well,
I never knew they did that. I kept on waiting for them to come back, and they never came back, you know, I said,
So they're going through March?
yeah, he drive right down, go through his, and
I don't know how they're getting out. Supposedly, according to the county, there, it does connect to Nora Road. I just don't know how or where.
I don't know, I drove back there a long time ago. You know, this is as far as I'm going.
it goes through Mark's.
Never been developed. And it's only 50 feet wide.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So did
Action.
my thing pass the county? I never got invited to the county meeting. Yeah,
What
the
thing?
county board last week, I never, when they had their meeting.
For your zoning?
Yes. Didn't get notified, anything.
I haven't heard anything. We normally wouldn't until it gets finalized, but, no, I don't know.
Okay,
anything.
I'll have to call Rachel.
Yeah.
I would move approval of the preliminary plat to incorporate the letter from Nick Buckles on the,
August 23rd.
Yep.
Motion by Anders, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Myler to approve the preliminary plat with the conditions on the letter dated August 23rd from Town and Country Engineering. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. September 5th, the town board. Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
Well, this has got, that's not the end of it though.
no,
Then,
Then what?
Just the preliminary plat.
well, the preliminary plat isn't officially approved until the development agreement is, and then there will be a resolution that both the planning commission and the board have to adopt.
No, we don't have to have it on the 5th.
So I don't know. I don't think we're ready for that. I'll have to talk to Bill Cole, but I think
Okay.
they need to rejigger this to have all those things fit, and then we need a developers agreement. And then you're recommending to the board that you'll approve this preliminary plat if it meets all the conditions that Nick has on his letter.
Right.
And one of those letters is a developers agreement. So there's gonna have to be a meeting. And then the town board is gonna have to adopt it by resolution. I think you have to too. I think the plan commission
Check with
has to.
Bill.
Yeah, has to have a resolution. So you're just moving forward saying, those are the conditions that you wanted to meet, and one of those conditions is a developer's agreement.
So do I come?
I don't think
No.
so. I'll let you know for sure tomorrow, but I don't think it's gonna be that quick.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
You bet. Hi, I'm Dwayne.
Nice to meet you, José León.
Just to let you know, you may have to put that road off on that. Because you got 150 feet from-
Motion by Mule,
from that
second
notified.
by Troy. All in favor signify by saying aye.
I'll look at that tonight, see what
Okay.
picture it has.
Yeah, because we drove there.
Right, so-